Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of On the Couch with Creatives. I say good morning as I'm here in the UK, but good evening or good afternoon if you're anywhere else in the world. As I'm sure you all know by now, Creatives is part of the Creatives Professional Networking Group, the private group for creative professionals everywhere, where we help you to develop and grow your creative business. But as I say, this is On the Couch. So Julie, who do we have on the couch today?
Hi to everybody, and on the couch is ISSAC Harvey. ISSAC was born and raised in East London, here in the UK, with a disability called limb pelvic hypo aplasia, which in short means no arms and short legs. Hello, ISSAC. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, and thanks for having me on the couch.
Well, ISSAC is really quite a phenomenal person. Even with his disabilities, he's not stopped him from achieving such things as skiing, skydiving, tall ship sailing. I mean, how many people do that with all their limbs? And much more, obviously. And for the past 10 years, he's been using his feet to use his computer to connect with the outside world. And even more amazingly, he edits videos with his feet. So tell us, how on earth have you been able to overcome a disability that is really quite immense?
Well, I mean, so it's all thanks to the people around me. My mum has always supported me in making sure that I live a normal life and always treated me like everyone else. And that's kind of embodied in me being able to overcome challenges with my disability. And just having that support network, and as I've gone through life, having friends and family also supporting the mission and not really discouraging me from doing things, and allowing me to do crazy things such as skydiving and skiing, just allowing me to be me, really. So that's definitely helped.
Well, you know, you just said allowing you to live a normal life, but you know what? I think you live an exceptional life. I've said to you so many times, you tire me out. You know, anybody watching, if you go on to ISSAC's LinkedIn feed, he's all over the place. He's all over the place doing the most amazingly fabulous things, and you know that like the most of us would be tired and knackered even doing half of what you do, ISSAC. So tell us more about what sort of activities you do and the concept behind Wheels for Wheels.
Wheels and wheelchairs.
That's one.
So it's
I'm not with it today, ISSAC.
I'm not either, actually, but so it's roller skaters pushing wheelchair users in a sports wheelchair with an adapted third wheel in the front so that it doesn't cause wobble. So then it becomes a three-wheeled wheelchair. And as mentioned, we take part in marathons. We skate in Battersea Park on a weekly basis. And on Sundays, when we are in London, getting to skate, it's called the Sunday Stroll. And that's about 200 skaters skating the streets of London. And yeah, it's all marshaled and we go on the streets, and it's a really cool experience.
But you're a professional video editor, and it's just fascinating that people with no arms or no use of their arms can do the most amazing things with their feet. Please explain to us how you trained yourself to use a computer with your feet.
So it started off by me actually being a gamer. So I love PlayStation, and I remember going to my friend's house where he had a PlayStation 1, and I wanted to play with him, and I kind of just put my feet in a weird position and it was kind of difficult to get used to. And then I kept going around to his place, and then I started playing more of it. And then I ended up buying my own console. And I would say I was one of those gamers who was pretty addicted to games back then. And I started using my feet with a normal controller. And then from that, I play a lot of driving games and things. And then when I was given my first electric wheelchair to test out, they brought it in the house. And because I kind of been using my feet for that, I drove it around the whole house without crashing into anything. And the people were so surprised. They're like, "Oh, how did you do that?" And I was like, "Oh, well, that's thanks to the gaming." And then that transferred on to using a computer, where just where I'm lying down now, the laptop with my feet, and I'm able to do emails, LinkedIn posts, and be able to talk to you both.
But how do you have a special keyboard, like a bigger keyboard? Because toes are bigger than fingers, really.
So no more laptop keys. I was offered Dragon software, so I could use it all through my voice, but I always found myself to be quicker with my feet. So yeah, normal keyboard, nothing's really adapted on the laptop itself.
Wow,
It's just amazing.
it is. And what support did you get through sort of college? Because you went through and sort of learned how to do video editing and things like that. So what support did you have throughout your learning?
So in school, I had learning support assistants who would help me during class and would write down things for exams, help me for food during lunchtime, and change me for PE and things. But actually, when it came to the video editing, so as much as most of the learning support assistants were great, not all of them were good on the computer. And I did A-level media, so teaching them how to use a computer to then teach them how to edit a video would have really messed my grades up, basically, because they had Macs, and when in school I was in my wheelchair, so I couldn't lie down and use the computers in school. I think they could have sorted it out if I wanted to, but it was getting a bit complicated. So the school actually looked for software that I could use on my PC, which is how I ended up using Premiere Pro. But it was a software they had never used because they'd been using Final Cut on their Macs. So I had to self-teach myself the whole of Premiere Pro via YouTube to get myself a pretty good grade. And then that's how I've kind of carried on learning by self-teaching myself the software. So yes, Premiere Pro is all self-taught. Oh, and also I got a little support from a family friend who had been a video editor. So mixed between those two, I kind of been learning independently.
Wow, that's YouTube's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. You can learn what you want. Oh, I love YouTube tutorials.
So what kind of videos do you edit? What kind of projects do you work on?
So when I left school, I was like, I don't really want to do the 9 to 5. I want to do my own thing. So at the beginning, I did YouTube vlogs, filming my adventures and what I'd get up to. So as we said about the skydiving, the skiing, things like that, I filmed kind of the journey of doing all of those activities. And I would just edit those videos of just myself, but not really talk about disability, because back then I didn't see a reason for me to talk about disability. But loads of friends and family were saying, "Oh, you really need to talk about disability in these videos. You can really, educate and impact people's lives and things." And I thought, oh, I don't really want to do that. I don't see the point of doing that. So I continued to do that for a while. And then I was given an opportunity to give a talk about overcoming obstacles, where I was talking about my life and different challenges I have to face. And I remember this very clearly. A woman came up to me afterwards, who wasn't a friend or family member, and she said, I get loads of pains in my legs, but after hearing, and I complain a lot about it, but after hearing your story, I have a different perception of life. And then I was like the person, I was like, oh, actually, maybe I am making an impact on people about disability, and how it could be really educational for people. So I started implementing that into the videos, and I was editing that, did a couple of spoken words. I made a really good one called Disability, a spoken word about disability. And I was really being quite creative with that. And I did it not because of the views or engagement, I just did it because I love making videos. And then unfortunately, I let the engagement get to me in the end. And I was like, I'm doing all this time working on videos, but I'm not getting any views and stuff like that. So I kind of drifted away from YouTube and started doing more freelance stuff for people. So I've created quite a lot of different videos, documentary short videos, corporate videos. So a nice mixture of things. And I like to do different things anyway, because my brain wouldn't like to just do the one thing. So I've kind of stuck to not having that 9-to-5 mindset, just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah. Racing with it, you mean?
Yeah,
Racing
that's
with
it.
it on turbocharge.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Dude, it's like, see, now you see it, now you don't.
Yeah.
But you touched on a really good point about what you do and how you do it, and the fact that you don't make it about your disability, you make it about all the things that you can do. And I think that is a really great thing to do, because, you know, clearly, and again, not to be offensive, but, you know, people can see that you have a disability. You know, it's quite, your disability is quite visual. People know that you've got a disability. So why would you have to tell people you have a disability? You know, people can see that. So the fact that you focus on the really positives and tell your story about all the things that you have been able to do that are positive, that's what makes it impact. Because people, as you say, people who might have something wrong and go and have a moan, and they'll see the wonderful things that you're doing, not just in your business, but as a campaigner for people with disabilities as well. You think, God, you know, if he can do it, why am I sitting here on my backside complaining that I've got a pain in my left toe?
Amazing that you would even get on a tall ship and then film it. I just find that amazing.
Well, to make it worse, I also knew I'd get seasick, so. And actually, for the first time, I was really bad. But when I was okay, I really enjoyed the experience. And I did meet a woman on there who got really bad seasickness, but she found these patches, which can go on your neck and it stops seasickness.
Okay.
So I ended up doing it again. And people were like, oh, you're crazy for doing it again, knowing how ill you got. But I used this patch and it worked a dream, actually.
Oh.
I went on a 6-day tool ship voyage, and I was only ill once for like half an hour.
Wow, that's good then.
Yeah. So
I just love the fact that you just don't let anything stop you. It's like,
Yeah,
as a dog, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to conquer that seasickness.
Yeah.
I'm overcoming all this last seasickness. Oh, well done you. So you've obviously built up a client base over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that, I mean, collaboration. So we mentioned briefly about Kat. So she's also a disability advocate, who we first got involved with each other in London Fashion Week. Well, actually, no, it was through adaptive fashion brand called Unhidden, and she opened up a store in London, and I met Kat there. Didn't talk to her, but I talked to her husband, and then she invited me to this fashion network, and we started talking, and she was willing to create me an outfit for London Fashion Week in February, and she created me these awesome pajama-looking clothes, which totally rocked Fashion Week, and everyone loved it with the pictures and things.
Oh, brilliant.
And we continued to collaborate with each other, and then we did it again in September. probably saw like a really cool purple outfit, inspired by Trinidad and Tobago, and all adaptive features to the clothing. And yeah, we really get along, and every time we're in London, we have such, or whenever we're together, we have such a huge laugh, and it's always great fun. And then so I went up to Durham, and we went to a place called Beamish. So it's a living museum, and we created a video there, and it ended up turning into like an accessibility video, showing like what they're doing to make it inclusive for all disabilities. So we just created that video, had a lot of fun making it, and I put it out, and it got like a really good reception on it. And we ended up talking and really seeing that there's a gap in the market of people who have really good accessibility, but they don't have videos for it. So we thought we'd come together, and we created a company called Seated Perspectives, where we're gonna have companies either approach us, or we go to companies who are doing really good when it comes to accessibility and create videos for them. So that's a new adventure for 2023, and it's quite exciting.
Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, I saw your post with you and Catherine, and that you said, you know, it'd be great to sort of go around the country, you two, because I think you'd be awesome to watch. That's why we didn't have you on the couch together, because this would have gone on for hours.
Yes, yes.
Hours. We're going to have her separately, and I can't wait. But you know, you going around the country, looking at places and their accessibility, and I'm hoping that Resource Productions are going to get in touch with you, because I know that Dom, our friend Dom, picked it up. So I think that would make a really good TV series. You could do a definite sort of 6-parter, traveling around and having adventures around the UK, accessibility adventures. You know, I would love to see that on the screen, and I think Resource Productions would definitely be the ones to get you there.
No, it would be, I'm up for anything like that. And of course, as long as we're having fun, that's the main thing.
Oh yeah, I don't think you'd not have fun, Isaac. Now, really.
Do you have a website and a YouTube channel, or both, where people can click on to where you've showcased your work and they can see what you do?
So I do have a YouTube channel. It's called I Need a Cool Name. So no spaces.
I was going across the screen.
Yeah. And but I haven't uploaded there. I was just looking at the channel the other day. I've not uploaded it for 3 years now. So I want to. So I think Seated Perspectives will have a YouTube channel soon, and that'll be official, where we're going to be uploading our collaborative videos. And I'm trying to look for a new platform where I'm going to showcase more videos, because I want to do more behind the scenes stuff, show the real life of people with disabilities. I mean, I do write honest and open stories, but I would like to show that in video form. So that might be primarily on LinkedIn, or I might find another platform. But
what about TikTok?
Well, no, I don't. I won't be joining TikTok. A quick story about TikTok. I did have a TikTok a couple of years ago, and there was this challenge on, people on YouTube were doing this challenge on how many followers you could get in 24 hours. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that, and I'm actually awful videos. For 24 hours, I'm afraid about 10, and I gained 9,000 followers in 24 hours on there. But I ended up deleting it, because I was like, I don't want the internet to know these videos of me. So
I was going to say, oh, where can we see them? Cringy videos, where can we see?
Bury them.
I still got them on my hard drive, but I don't think they're going to see the light of day again. So yeah.
Oh, boo.
No, we definitely need to connect you to Dom at Resource Productions, because Melanie's right. To do a on-the-road travel series with you would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you and Catherine, I think, yeah, I can see it. I can see it in my head already.
We'll get Melanie to produce it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
come and produce it. I'll come on board your team and get that done. Absolutely. Oh, that'd be in my element. I'd love it.
well, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I'm excited now. I was like, right, that's it. We're on a roll. We're on a project rock. Yeah, absolute project.
Look, if the hairy bikers can do it and those fat women can do it, you can do it.
Because actually, because next year is going to be quite a lot of things. So we've got to try and pace ourselves. As we're saying, like weeks are merging into each other. So trying to pace it. But another big thing happening next year is there's going to be a disability expo in the Excel Center. That I'm helping out with the production of that, like promotional material and videos. So it's quite exciting. But I know it's going to take me a lot of my time to do it properly, because whenever I'm stuck into something, I like to do it properly. Also the same with, like, this year I did as part of an organized team on a disability festival. So all good things, but it does take its time, and I don't want to overdo myself like I did this year. Yes.
Absolutely. But no, we'll talk. You, me, Catherine, we'll talk.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Not for maybe 2023, but maybe 24, 25, because I think it's got to happen. I think that would be.
Oh, it has to.
I can see it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
And with your sense of humor, it'll be wonderful to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh, Kat's sense of humor is even funnier than mine. So
yeah, I can't wait to have her on the couch.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have a good. You're gonna have a good conversation and a good laugh.
Yeah.
So what are your 3 top tips, or any top tips for disabled creative people?
Yeah, okay, so I think number 1 is to be authentic and honest. That's something I'll say briefly. Like I even though I overcome things with my disability, mental health was like a big thing for me, overcoming, especially be seen as this inspirational character or motivational person, and not really being comfortable talking about my emotions publicly, because I thought, as this inspirational person, I can't really talk about anything negative or feeling down and things. So me being honest with myself really turned into my content, and actually people seem to be more engaged with my content because of that, because I'm just showing it as a normal person, sorry, not normal, everyday person.
No such thing.
No, you're right. No. Yeah, the everyday person who has a roller coaster of emotions. So I just, through my content, I like to be authentic and honest. Secondly, I think it's doing it collaboratively with like-minded individuals. You can really get the message out there. And it's also an opportunity to learn new ways of thinking. I mean, I have a physical disability, but being on LinkedIn and being able to connect with other content creators who have a disability, I've been able to learn on different ways of looking at things, the importance of captions, web accessibility, so much. It felt like I was living under a rock before I joined LinkedIn, honestly. So the amount that I've learned, it's amazing. I think it's, this conversation wouldn't have happened if I wasn't on LinkedIn. So, it's great to be able to do that content-wise. And thirdly, and we've said it, most of this conversation is like having fun while doing it. If you're having fun, then it doesn't feel like work, or you're just doing it as what you love. So those are my tips.
Fantastic.
Well, they always say, if you're a creative person, or any kind of person really, that if you're not having fun, or you're not doing something passionate, it can kill your soul, really.
Oh yes, 100%. Yeah. I mean, even there's some videos that I really don't enjoy doing, and yeah, it does kill my soul actually doing it. It's like, when will this video end? And it's usually the ones which take the longest to do. So it's like, I want it done.
Well, that's very normal. You get that block, don't you? Or you, it happens to me often when I'm editing a video, and I think, oh my God, this is taking so long. And then the longer it takes, the more I procrastinate. So the longer it takes. Yeah, so we all suffer from that.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We really do. It was like that with Scooch, you know, by the time I finished my editing the first film, I never wanted to see it again. Not ever. If I see this, if I hear it, if I hear that theme tune one more time, I'm going to puke. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. We watched it at the Horsham Film Festival a couple of weeks back, and it was up on the big screen. And because I hadn't seen it for nearly a year, I haven't looked at it really in a year, and I was like, oh, that's pretty bloody good actually. Yeah.
It was dreadful towards the end, because there was one point where I said to her, you need to extend the music back over the last edit and then bring it in. And she said, I can't do this. I can't. I said, it's 3 bars of music, Melanie. Just extend it back. I don't know what to do.
This is from the woman who we got all the music cut to the exact frames, and then she wants to chop bloody 10 seconds off of it. I was like, you can't do it now because he's done the music to the scene.
Blame it on me. Blame it on me. I've got broad shoulders.
Just cut the thing. Anyway, it worked. We got awards. We won awards.
That's the main thing. That's the main thing.
So you might think twice about collaborating on a production with Melanie in the future.
Oh, God.
Rubbish.
But the one thing about collaboration and getting a team around you, skilled and creative and passionate about what they're doing, is that you do bolster each other up and you do complement each other. And we find that I've known Melanie for years as a friend. And as you know, when we get involved in productions together, we find that we really do complement each other. She has weaknesses, I have weaknesses, her strengths. You know, it's just, and when one's going mad, the other one pulls the other one down to ground and says, whoa, you know. So it really does help. And especially in video production, I know you probably, as you were saying, feel slightly isolated from the world, and LinkedIn connects you to the world. But it's those connections that really help.
Yeah, really meaningful ones really make a difference. And as I said earlier, it's giving you a different perspective on things, because sometimes, you know, you do it solo and you just have that one direction, but then someone else comes in and says, oh, how about this? And they say, oh, actually, I didn't think of that. So, you know, it can really transform a video by having that team.
Yeah, and just having 2 or 3 other pairs of eyes on it, and picking up things that you miss. You know, none of us is perfect.
No, you can't do it on your own. You're absolutely right. You can't. It's so much better together. That's a really good slogan, because it really is. Right, we have come to that part of our show. My second favourite bit, because obviously my favourite bit is having wonderful guests on. So so it's my favourite bit of the show. It's not my favourite. It's my second favourite bit of the show.
Right.
My values jam cards. We're going to values jam.
Brace yourself.
So I'm going to just run my finger along the cards, Isaac. You pick one, and we're going to talk about the value on that card.
Oh my gosh!
Say stop when you want me to stop.
Stop.
Stop. Right. Okay. What have we got? Oh, try not to throw them all over the floor. Right. Ooh, this is spooky, Julie. We've got another really good one here. We do these values, and our guests have always picked the card that is kind of really quite important to them, a value that's, and it's just so spooky. This is a really good one for you, really good one for you. You pick freedom.
Okay.
Which, there you go, freedom. So, Isaac, because we're creatives, we're going to ask you about it creatively. What does freedom mean to you? What does it look, feel, and I was going to say smell like. I know it's not smell, it's sound, What does it look, feel and sound like? I mean, you can tell me what it smells like if you like, but what I meant was sound.
Go on, tell us what it smells like.
Well, it smells like fresh air, but
There you go, wasn't that hard?
yeah.
I'll go back to bed after this, I tell you.
Freedom, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I feel freedom to me is having flexibility, having choice, and yeah, just being able to live life, basically. I feel, with disabilities, there's a lot of restrictions on the world, which is disabling its people. And, we don't have the flexibility of things. But as the world's advancing, here in London, I'm able to travel independently now and have a bit more flexibility. I guess that is now having that freedom. It's not perfect, but we have come a long way, so I'm very grateful. And being able to, again, connect with like-minded individuals online who are changing the narrative in the conversation when it comes to disability. It's giving us freedom to speak our minds. So yeah, freedom is a future that is inclusive for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so what does it sound like? What does it sound like?
What does it sound like?
I'm determined to get that in now. What does it sound like?
Yeah, well, actually, okay, I'll give you a good answer. It sounds of different voices from different communities talking with each other.
Oh, I like that.
Did we get around to the smell of it?
Fresh
Oh
air.
yes, yeah, it smells like fresh air.
Oh yes, we did. Fresh air. The wind in your face.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that was so good. I think I'm going to add that into all the other ones as well. What does it smell like?
Yeah, you have to now.
Oh God, we did ask somebody who was it? We asked what does it taste like, and I think it was Guy Masterson who we were asking what his thing tasted like, and it was like a rich caramel chocolate. What would it taste like to you? What does freedom taste like? Do you reckon?
Well, that's a difficult question. I don't. Maybe fruit salad.
Fruit salad.
I thought you would go a bit more romantic, like the taste of salt as a spray.
Salt and spray. Yeah. All the good stuff. All the good
That's it. All the sweet and nice stuff.
All the sweet and nice stuff. Yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, on that note, it's time for us to go. We've reached our hour already. Can you believe? Isaac, it has been delightful talking to you, and we'll definitely have you back and catch up on your new and further adventures. But until that time, we have to say goodbye. Thank you for joining us on the couch. Bye for now.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Isaac. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
And thank you for having me on the couch, and definitely looking forward to part 2 because there's so much more we can talk about.
Indeed.